Again, I'm Thomas Wright, and you know what was important to us is we have a particular way of life. Faith, family, and our country is the most important thing to me. We chose here because Garfield County aligns the most with our principles, our way of life, and what we want to see. So where does law enforcement fall into being able to protect your way of life? How can I, as a sheriff, protect your money or the economy and help you save? Maybe it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to you, but my job is to be fiscally responsible with my office. Right now, we've not seen a sheriff's office that's been fully staffed in a number of years. I have some speculation why that is. I think we need a culture change, and I want to be that change. We need a change where your sheriff is transparent, where your sheriff answers to you, the community. And part of what I want to do is I'll have community advisors to where we'll meet monthly, because I want to know what's important to you. There has been a huge break in communication with our community, and we need to get back to that. I've spent the last 25 years in law enforcement wearing every hat that you can imagine. I'm not a politician. If you've heard me speak, I have no desire to be a politician. I'm a worker for the people. I sit on several boards to include Treetop, which is a child advocacy center, and I am the president of BAT, which is Battlement to the Bells. It's an anti-human trafficking task force. And I've spent the last 6 years bringing education into Garfield County and the Western Slope to talk about how to investigate human trafficking, what it looks like, how to recognize it, and try to make sure that every one of our law enforcement partners up and down this valley can recognize it easily. Because I'm telling you, the stats that we're seeing is we have human trafficking up and down I-70 and Highway 82. These are things that are costing you money, day in and day out. Those are things that I'm going to address right away. Besides our community partnerships, is partnerships again with our schools. Those of you that are in the school board or active in the school board, you know that sometimes our schools aren't on their best behavior. And so we have a lot of curriculum, a lot of different things that come in under our noses, a lot of things that we're not aware of. It is helpful for me to have partnerships with the schools so I can have a better understanding of what's happening there. One of the things that I did in Missouri as a peace officer is being able to testify at the House and Senate to push through laws. And that's something that I haven't seen happen here in Garfield County, is a sheriff that's willing to stand in the gap for you. And so part of what I've done for the last 30 years is I took an oath to defend the Constitution of the United States. Yes. I don't take that lightly. Colorado, as much as I love this place, we have a problem that's coming from the Front Range that's moving this way. And no one's standing in the gap for you. Okay, I've spent the last few Saturdays talking about our Second Amendment rights so you can understand what the current gun laws are, how they affect us, and what wave of madness is coming from the Front Range trying to take our gun and our gun rights away from us. Those are things that I'll stand in the gap and be willing to go down to Denver and start to testify. We need to get back to where we're using common sense and good judgment. From my deputies to our lawmakers, the madness needs to stop. If you've been watching social media, things are pretty crazy right now. I want you to be careful about who you're putting in office. The last time that I spoke at one of our caucus trainings, you've got 3 people that are running for office for the sheriff. And all of us have different levels of experience. I need you to be careful about, how many of you have ever bought a used car? Yep. How many loved your salesman? Wasn't he great? Let me tell you how wonderful this car is. It's highway miles. I mean, they're telling you all the right things, right? Now it's on you if you get in that car and you sign that contract without you lifting up that hood. If you're not looking underneath that hood and taking that for a test drive, that's on you. It's the same with voting. You need to check out your candidates. If what I envision for Garfield County is a county where we can send our kids out again, like we grew up, where they can go out and play without being fearful of some kind of madness happening, to where they can play all night until that dusk to dawn light comes on and moms and dads are yelling at them to come home for dinner. There's nothing wrong with those times. Those were better times. And we need to get back to that, to where we trust our neighbor. We're talking to our neighbors. We're having face-to-face conversations again, where you trust your law enforcement that's providing services for you. That's what I can bring for you, is trust again in law enforcement. I don't know about you, but I'm tired of arresting the same person over and over and over again. And so currently, we don't have a whole lot of programs in our jails, and so that's something that I want to bring. Was pretty successful in some of the jails that I've worked with. If we're going to hold people, let's make good use of their time. Let them start learning some skills to be able to communicate, to where they can function in society again, where they could be productive members of society. Okay? And so don't mistake my kindness for weakness. If you're a bad guy, I don't care what your status is, if you're a bad guy, I'm going to hunt you down, because you're not welcome here in our county. Again, I'm Thomas Wright, and first and foremost, ladies, the most important thing to me is my lovely wife that's here with me tonight. So Faith, if you'll